Greetings to everybody. Now we continue on the sixth chapter of Bodhicharyavatara. We are on stanza number 124. The damage I have done to beings saddens all the Buddhas in their great compassion. Therefore all these deeds I confess today and pray that they will bear with my offenses. So the Tibetan is this Tewi Daki Ndola Nu Shipi Tuji Chekyum Meji Chirba Kong Diti Taring Susur Shaji Meji Kongla Tetu Zaperso. So all the negative deeds that I have done by harming other sentient beings and not treating them in a positive or good way. That's what negative deed is. That is what wrong action is. That is what sin is. Negative thing is not anything else but doing harm and bringing suffering to sentient beings. And that only makes all the enlightened beings, the most compassionate beings, to become unhappy and sad. So therefore, today I would like to confess, I would like to purify all those, every negative thing, every harmful thing that I've done towards sentient beings. And I would request all the enlightened beings and great beings of kindness to forgive me, because why I follow, why I respect, why I worship Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, because they are wise beings, they are kind beings. They wish well. They wish well to everybody, and not only that, but they have great wisdom. They know what is good for oneself and what is good for others, what is good for now and what is good and well-being, what brings well-being in the long run. Because they have that kind of wisdom and they have that kind of compassion, that's why I respect them, and that's why I follow them, and that's why I worship them. And so therefore, if I do things that would not please them, that would make them sad and unhappy, that means that's not good for me, that's not good for anybody. So therefore, I must purify that, I must ask for their forgiveness. Tekin chenam jipa jule te teni ngiten jiten tendenyo. Romo dopi doki shirtsu kam gum chumbudu jiten gen jinzus. So what I would do now is this, 125, that I might rejoice the Buddha's hearts. Henceforth I will be master of myself, the servant of the world. So I would like to make all the Buddhas, enlightened beings, the beings of wisdom and compassion, I would like to make their hearts rejoice. I would make them happy. And therefore, I will be master of myself and the servant of the world. Master of myself, because I would not be a servant and the slave of my negative emotions and my negative habitual tendencies. Most of us at this moment, as a samsaric being, are slave of my own negative emotions and negative habitual tendencies. And by that, I always land into trouble, suffering, pain. And that sometimes even knowingly, even I know that this is going to hurt myself and bring lots of suffering to myself, I do it because I can't control myself. I'm not master of myself. I'm a slave of my negative emotions and habitual tendencies. And that I will not be now. I will be a master of myself. I would learn to first see what I am, the way I am reacting, the way I am thinking, the way I am, experiencing is something that is useful and beneficial and good for myself and others, and I will do that. And if they are not good, if they are not beneficial, if they are harmful to myself and others, I will not do that. So therefore I will be master of myself. But I will be the servant of all the sentient beings, because that's what my main objective, my main motivation would be to help all these sentient beings who are in the same way respectable and same way worthy of my service and worthy of my respect than any Buddha. Because by serving them, I help them. They are like my parents, they have been my parents. All of them have been my parents. Because life after life after life, countless lifetimes we have taken birth, and we don't know what kind of life we have been in our countless former lives. So therefore, every being could have been, must have been our fathers, our mothers, our most loved ones, our children. And so therefore, that I don't remember that doesn't mean that I have to harm them. I can't harm them, I should not harm them. And all of them are worthy of my respect and also worthy of my help. So I should serve them. If I can help anybody and everybody, then I feel that I would have made my life meaningful. So therefore, and it would serving the sentient beings, serving and helping sentient beings would be good for me, good for them, and that's which will rejoice the hearts of all the enlightened beings also. I don't say help here, usually they don't say help too much, because when you say help, then it's like, as I said before, like, I am like higher, and then those people who receive my help are a little bit lower. I should not see it like that. I should see it in a different way. When I'm helping somebody, I should see myself as their servant or somebody who wants to serve them, like my parents or my teacher or my master and things like that. And so therefore, if somebody says that, yeah, it's good to help sentient beings, but then these sentient beings are sometimes very ungrateful and very negative. Even if you help them, sometimes they harm you. You say, it's okay, that's right, that's true. There are people who, even if you do your best, you do your help and, all kind of positive things, they still will harm you. Yeah, but then I should understand it like this. I shall not seek revenge, though crowds may trample on my head or kill me. Because all these beings, samsaric beings, they are like, they are under the control of their negative emotions and habitual tendencies, negative habitual tendencies. So they don't know what they are doing. They harm themselves. So if they harm themselves, what's a big deal that they harm somebody else out of ignorance and out of, strong negative emotions. So therefore, I should not react in the same way of negative, like anger and hatred and things like that. So even if they do lots of damage to me, even if they beat me up, even if they kill me, I would not be upset and angry and, hate them. I will still try to help them. I will still dedicate all my positive karma to them and make it a commitment that when I become enlightened, they will be the first to whom, who will receive, my wisdom and kindness, and I will give them the highest benefit of enlightenment. Let the guardians of the world rejoice. So in this way, all the enlightened beings, the guardians of the world, through their wisdom and compassion, let them rejoice. Then 126. The great compassionate lords consider as themselves all beings. There is no doubt of this. Those whom I perceive as beings are Buddhas in themselves. How can I not treat them with respect? So this is, the Buddhas, enlightened beings, kind of treat all sentient beings as their own, as themselves, or they are most loving beings. So therefore, who am I, and how can I, treat them badly and treat them without respect, disrespectfully? So this is how it is said in Tibetan. Devi dokin drola drowan dakin tuji dokin ti dotan zimba dala tesambe senche ngawon tongwan da ni nguen de doni chishir kumishes. So therefore, the great, all beings, there is no doubt of this. There is no doubt that Buddhas consider all the sentient beings as themselves or their most loved ones. Those whom I perceive as beings are Buddhas in themselves. Also, they are. They have the, although we don't realize, we don't recognize ourselves as Buddhas, but if you look a little bit deeply, it's the only difference between the Buddhas and the sentient beings is the wisdom. The sentient beings do not recognize themselves as their true nature is enlightened. And Buddhas have that recognition. So therefore, how can I not treat them with respect? I should treat them. What's coming here is that, it's not only I want to help all the sentient beings. I, of course, would like to help all the sentient beings. But I would like to help them with respect, with, seeing them as my Lord, seeing myself as their, servant. I don't help them, I serve them with great respect. That's what is the main understanding here. So this, the patience is when you see it like this, when you understand this, that you want to, you have great respect, and your goal is, because to help sentient beings, to serve sentient beings, to do anything that makes them happy now and in the long run, is the cause of not only their happiness, not only their well-being, but also my well-being. It's more my well-being. If I help somebody, it might help them a little bit. But because I help them a little bit, I get much more benefit myself. It could actually lead me to become fully enlightened. Therefore, get rid of all my troubles, all my sufferings completely. So, who is receiving more benefit? And not only that, but that will make all the enlightened beings rejoice, happy. So therefore, if I am doing something good, serving all the sentient beings, first, I'm helping those beings. Second, I'm helping myself. Third, I'm making all the enlightened beings and positive beings rejoice and happy. So, all good things. There is nothing bad. And even if somebody harms me, if I harm back, I might harm a little bit, but I harm myself much more. I give myself much more harm than I harm others. And then I create a negative kind of environment. So even enlightened beings would be sad about me, unhappy without me. So therefore, it's much, much more beneficial for me, much more good from all sides, if I forgive and, if I don't act with hatred and, ill will, but with pure and positive attitude. And when I do that and I let go of my anger, of my hatred, of my ill will, because I understand that this is very harmful to myself and everybody else, then that is forgiveness. That's forgiveness. So I will stop here at 126 and do the dedication. Sonamde tamche jebanya tonini pedana ponje. Shegana javala dubai sipin solen rowa hyo shanchu senchu Rinpoche mashi pana sheje. Shibanya mame pane kone kondo bewa hyo senche ne pache ne pa yurde ne le tachi. Doyene namale pata den jongare me pare sho.